So the client said to me, Mike, shut it down, stop the Facebook ads. Facebook just isn't working for our business. And I was confused because we had generated lead after lead, and these were verifiable, great leads for this business that we were working with. And yet they wanted to stop. They said they weren't working for them. This is a pattern that repeated itself again and again. I'd bring on a client, we would do lead generation for them, we'd keep them for a couple months only to find out that they just didn't get what they wanted out of the leads. And what I discovered is that these clients, when they were receiving the leads that we were sending to them, they weren't prepared to do the kind of outreach and calling that was necessary to actually turn these leads into customers. They had a business that was used to having inbound calls coming to them. They had a business where there was a flow of activity that they were ready to handle, but as soon as we changed how their marketing and lead generation was happening, that we actually had to change everything about the way that they handled sales. I just couldn't figure out what I needed to do differently. I thought, maybe we'll just call these leads for them. Maybe we'll do all the booking. I'll build a call center and we'll figure out how to get all these leads to turn into paying customers for each and every client that we work with. But the thought of doing that for all the different clients that we were working with seemed like a really daunting task. And this pattern repeated itself again and again. Now, what's interesting about this client that fired us, about 3 weeks later, I was driving down the road and I saw a bus bench ad and it was their face on it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, we just got fired for doing something highly measurable, very effective, and they're now running ads on the side of the road. I thought, in what world can these guys think that that's more effective, that this ad, which we can't track really any leads from, and we don't really know if any driver going down the road is actually looking at it, they think that's more effective compared to a platform like Facebook or Google, where we can target a very specific audience. We know exactly how many clicks. We can track that click all the way through to the point they become a lead. And they thought that bus bench ads were more effective. It was just mind-boggling to me. And the thing about those kind of situations where you're just totally confused, I find that when you start to ask yourself better questions, that the answer reveals itself. And so I asked myself, why are they thinking this is better than online advertising? And then it clicked for me. What they're doing when they're running an ad on the side of the road or anything in a magazine or a mailer, what they're doing is they are creating awareness for their business. It's kind of like brand building. They're creating more visibility for their company, and that when a business creates more visibility, that in turn creates a flow of leads and inbound opportunities for them. So I thought to myself, if they want awareness, if they want to create more visibility for themselves, then why can't I just give that to them online? Why can't I sell this as an awareness play versus a lead generation play? This whole time, I thought that I was doing my clients favors by doing lead generation, but in fact, I was actually creating more confusion and disruption inside their business. I mean, let's face it, they were not prepared to handle the kind of leads that I was giving them, so why couldn't I change to give them the leads that they wanted? So I decided to create 2 new products in our agency. The first one I decided to call Billboard ads, and the second one I called Boomerang ads. Now, Billboard ads is exactly like it sounds, and it's something a client can understand. We're gonna run a digital billboard online, but what's great about this is I can actually put it in front of the exact type of people you want in the zip codes or the areas that you want. I could help them understand that online advertising can be very much like real billboards. The Boomerang ads were very similar in the sense that we wanted to make sure that anybody that made it to their website got pixeled, and then we could put an ad back in front of them to boomerang them back to the website. And this is terminology that we used in order to help a client understand what the purpose of awareness-based Facebook advertising is. And the results have really been impressive. We went from getting fired after 3 months with clients to keeping clients year after year after year, because we're giving them what they want and we're giving them the kind of leads that is actually flowing into their business. Now, when I first started doing this, I was worried because I thought I had to generate leads. I thought I had to be able to say, here's the ad, here's exactly the lead that you got. But there's a lot of clients that don't actually want that. It sounds super appealing on the surface, but the reality of actually implementing that is a total different story. This is something where I was able to provide awareness and create more visibility for their business and actually do less work in the process, and we were both happy. Now, if a client truly wants lead generation, of course we can do that. But now and today in our agency, if they want lead generation, that's going to come at a much higher investment because of the amount of work that's involved to create it, keep it going, and also help them deploy the kind of systems in their business to actually follow up with those leads. We find that most of our clients start their life with awareness ads, and if they want to graduate into something more complex, then there's always the path to do that. So this is just a high-level overview, and I actually did a full training for our private community where I showed them exactly how we did this and went into a lot more details. Around this video, you see the opportunity to grab that or check for the link in the description. If you're having issues with clients and lead generation just seems like it's not working and clients don't stick around because they say the leads aren't good, then consider that you might be selling them something they're not quite ready for yet. Facebook ads can be an incredibly powerful tool, but you have to sell it the right way. You have to have the right understanding with your client about what you're doing to make sure that they're on board and that they are getting the results that they actually want.